Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Tour Reviews, and today I am super excited to be reviewing a kind of an, I guess you can call it like an indie company. I think the company's name is called BigFireBird, BigFireBird Build. But this, I'm not quite sure if her name is Sunflower or is she also the science cat lady. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the box and get her out the way for a second, and we'll just take a look at this box right here. So this is what I'm talking about. It says Science Cat Lady Team. So I don't know if she's the science cat. I assume she's the science cat lady, and that was just the name of the team also that made her, that designed this. So I don't know. But the box there's not a lot going on. I assume her name is Sunflower throughout the video. If I do call her by something, it's going to be Sunflower. But this is the front of the box there. I thought there would be a little door to open to see what's inside the box, but it's no door there. So you don't get any clear, you don't get the clear front to actually see what the figure looks like, which is kind of sad. But here she is on the side of the box. And then we got a lot of poses and stuff on the back of the box. And there's the side, and there's the top, and not too much going on at the bottom. So that's it for the box, nothing special. So getting to the actual figure. Now, one of the things that I was super excited, I've been waiting for her to come out. And you'll see in another video, I do have, I guess you can call her the counterpart to this figure. I don't know if it's the same, I don't know if it's the same company. Let me go check. Let's see, I got it right here on the side because it's gonna be my next review. No, it's definitely a different company. It's definitely a different company. But yeah, this is like a Japanese company. This might be a Japanese company too. I think they are also Japanese. They might be somehow related. And when I do the other review, I'll do a comparison of the two and kind of give you an idea why I think the companies are somewhat related, because they're very similar figures. So just going off the aesthetics of this figure, she looks really good. She looks really, really good. She does have a metal skeleton within her, so she is very sturdy. Her arms obviously aren't die cast or metal or anything. That's all plastic. But the but the inside of like the top of her head, I think might be metal. That might be plastic. I'm not sure. That might be plastic, like from basically here, from her boobages and up, I think it's all plastic. But as you can see inside of here, if I can get that to show, I don't know if you can see inside of there, that ball peg is metal. And the reason for that is because from here to about where her thigh cut is for her thigh swivel, it's all silicone. So it's all silicone. It's very soft. It kind of feels like skin. I'm sure you've touched silicone before. If not, you will if you get this figure. But from all the way from here to basically here is all silicone. And even her little outfit that she has on from here, this is a separate piece, but it's soft also. So I think that's really interesting. That was one of the reasons why I was super excited about getting this figure, because I don't have any figures that have anything like that. And so I was super interested. And I think they pulled it off really well. I mean, especially, not to be a creep or a perv or anything, but especially here on the butt, you don't get that weird, the weird disjointedness that you see on a lot of figures, especially figures that are kind of don't have a lot of clothes on at the bottom, that might have like a bikini on or something, or like you would see like a cami figure from Street Fighter. It would be super choppy right here, right? Because you have to have articulation for the legs, and it's going to show on a almost, nude figure. So silicone is really cool. It's a really unique option to make the figures a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Now, how it's going to hold up over time, that I don't know. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that this is not something that is that durable. Maybe things have changed over time, and they've somehow been able to make silicone last longer. I'm sure. And I guess you don't. This is the type of thing that you don't want to put like next to a window, because I don't think you want it to get it. You don't want it to get super cold, because I can imagine this possibly cracking over time. You can see the little, I don't know, I guess mold line there, but you can barely see it. Like, I don't even think it's showing up on camera. You can barely see there's a little line there. But yeah, the paint that she does have is done really well. Like the paint on her eyes, I think, are really, really cool. I don't know if I think that's some kind of sticker, possibly, but they did her eyes really, really nicely, and I'll show you better on the other face sculpts. But yeah, the paint that's on here is done remarkably well. I mean, I don't see any paint blemishes anywhere on this gold here on her chest. Where there is paint, they've done it really well. It's not bleeding anywhere. It's almost as if each piece was painted separately before they put it on the figure. On her boots here, very little, if any, blemishes. I think most of it is molded in colors. I don't like this pink up here. I don't know if that's painted or not. It could be. Her hair is done really nicely, even on her little cat ears up at the top. That metallic gold is painted really, really well. Yeah, I'm having a hard time like finding any blemishes on this figure. It is just done, painted really, really nicely. So they did a good job on the paint. Just aesthetically, this figure looks fantastic. I mean, the paints on her face, the little paints on her face, those are molded. The little, I guess you can call it her whiskers. Those are molded into the face. Yeah, the paint is just fantastic. Everything about this figure aesthetically is done extremely well. Extremely well. I will say the two figures that I have, including this one, I think it's really funny that they always want to put like some kind of robotic type legs over or for the knees and stuff, because I can't imagine this silicone being very cheap. And also, I think it's probably a little bit more difficult for silicone to last over time when it I didn't realize I wasn't focused. I think it's a little difficult for silicone to last over time when it's over joints such as knees, are elbows, because those are something that those are areas that are constantly bending, and I think it'll just wear it out over time. So I get why they went with this option for like the knees and the arms, or the elbows and stuff. But I just think it's funny that they typically like to just put a little bit there, here and there, to make the figure look better, but they tend not to put it on the knees and the ankles and stuff like that, probably because of the wear and tear on the silicone, and they don't want you to like wear it out. But other than that, let's move on to accessories. So she comes with 3 faces, not including the face that she has on her currently. So she has this face, right? This is the face that she came with in the box. So it's just kind of like a smiley face. Then she has this other smiley face, which is kind of like an open, like just a little cute open face. And if you can see the eyes, look at the eyes are just done so nicely. And we'll get to the eyes in articulation, because they are movable, so you can move her eyes. And I think they did a really good job in the function of how the eyes moves, or how the eyes move. Because I've had some Revoltex that have moving eyes, and it just was a pain to move the eyes, so you just never did it. But the way that they've designed the eyes for this one, I think it was probably one of the better options that I've seen. So that's that face. Then she has, I guess you can say, a yelling face. And as you can see in this face, her eyes are really wide open, so you can really see them. But yeah, this face is done really well too. I like how they have like the little blushing, like I don't know if you want to call it blushing, but they have like the little pink, kind of pinkish reddish highlighting on her face. You can see like she has like a little dot there to make it like a little shine or something. I'm not sure. They just paint. Look at the lining for the eyebrows and the eyelashes and stuff. It's just done really, really nicely. They did such a good job on the paint. The mouth looks good. And then I don't know what you want to call this face, but yeah, she has this face also. And yeah, I don't know what this would be. I guess tongue poking out face, but then she kind of has like the shy little, like her face is turning red here. And yeah, this face is interesting. So that's it for the faces. And then she has a bunch of hands. So the hands that she comes with and on the package are kind of like some open gripping hands. So I'll take one of those off real quick and show you. So she has 2 of these, and it's just a gripping hand. So then that would be for her other accessory. So she has 2 of those. She has 2 peace sign hands, and those are painted really nicely. Again, the paint on this is just on this figure is just top notch. And her fingers are bendy, so they're super pliable. They move around so you don't get poked or anything. Then she has 2 open hands again, another set of open hands, and I think these are for making like the little heart symbol or whatever. So I think that's what these are for. I would suggest you don't think any further other than heart hands. Let's just keep it as heart hands, all right? So she has 2 of these. Then she has just 2 like wide open hands. So those are done nicely, and then she has 2 fist hands. You would have thought the fist hands would have been the hands that came on her in the packaging, but they weren't. All right, then she comes with an extra hairpiece, and it's a little different than the hairpiece that she has on now. I'll take it off, and you can see the difference. So this one's a little less like wild, I guess you can say. So she has that hairpiece. Then she comes with the little thing to move her eyes, and I'll show that later in the articulation. Then she comes with a really cool sword, and that's done really nicely, painted really well. Again, I see no paint issues on this at all. Now, I would hope that this comes off so it can slide in her hand. I never tried it, but it looks like it does, so that's good. But yeah, I don't think anything else comes apart on this. But yeah, the sword is painted really well. I like that. And then she comes with like her stand and stuff. So she does come with a stand, and it's just a clear plastic stand. It does have BigFireBird build on it. From the promotional images, it made it seem like she had some kind of light up feature or glow in the dark feature. I don't know about that. I don't know if she does. I know that they were saying like the first run of this, you would get something extra, but I don't know what it is that I got extra if I was lucky enough to get the first run on this. But yeah, it's a pretty good stand. No screws to tighten it or anything, but it's pretty tight. This is a pretty good stand. It's a pretty sturdy stand. So that's it. That's all that comes in the box with her. So, well, let's put a face on her. Let's put the yelling face on her for articulation. And what the heck? Let's put the other hairpiece on. So she is very, very articulated. So starting with the head is on a ball peg, single ball peg, and it does move around really nicely. She can look up about that much before it starts running into the back of the hair. She can look down really well. Obviously, she can do a full 360. Plenty of side to side movement. That's how you know that's a good ball peg. It is, and she is a little, what do you call it? You know, the ball peg does stick up a bit too high, and so she does kind of have like a bobblehead kind of thing going on. All right, so yeah, sorry about that. I had to cut right there for a second. But anyway, that's what's the head articulation or the neck articulation. So she does got a little bobblehead action going on, but that's to be expected sometimes. Her ears move back and forth. Then she does have a ball hinge joint for her ponytail here. So it goes up and down. You probably hear some squeakiness. It's kind of tight. This does spin. I don't want to spin it too much. I'll have to put some oil on it to probably get that to loosen up, but it does spin. Over on her shoulders, her arms go up about that much, and she's missing a hand. I didn't realize she was missing a hand. Shoulders go up that high. They are a little encumbered by the shoulder pads, but that's not a big deal. I did have this joint separate on me, and the whole arm fell off, but it does pop back on pretty tight, and you can probably hear the squeakiness, so it is on there, but it does look like it's separating a little bit. So I am a little worried about that. This figure was not cheap. I'll put the price in the video, probably somewhere at the bottom. The arms do go past 90, so that's pretty good. It's only a single joint. She does have ball joint wrists, so that's good. That's it for both of the arms. Now the chest, on the other hand, is a little, it's because it's a die cast ball peg in there and it's die cast rubbing on plastic, it is super duper tight. But I'm not worried about breaking anything because it's die cast. So she can move forward that much, which is, if I can just get the, which is pretty good. She can bend over pretty nicely. I don't know what's going, I don't know how what this skeleton looks like under this silicone, but it's pretty good. But I just don't know if there's another joint here or not. It could be. There could be another joint here. I think it is. I think there is another joint in there. So using both of those joints, she can like crunch that much. Then backwards, again, really tight, but you do get some big time gapping in there. And if I could shine a light in there, I could show you that the ball peg is die cast. So there looks like there seems to be another ab crunch here also. Obviously she can twist. She does get side to side pretty easily. I mean, she moves really good. She does move really good. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Mafex, like Mafex articulation, because what I'm feeling in here as I do that, I can feel the joints shifting. And for a second there, before I started doing a review, I thought one leg was longer than the other, but I think there's whatever's going on in her waist is you can shift it, and if you don't realign it, it'll throw the leg off. So it'll look like one leg is longer than the other, but I don't think that's the case. Anyway, back to articulation. So then her tail is a bendy wire tail, and it looks like the bendy wire goes down pretty far, probably to somewhere around there, probably out right there, because it would make sense for this to bend. But it's a really good bendy wire. You can do a lot with it. These things are soft, or like a soft plastic, so they do move out the way, but I can see those snapping over time, so you might want to be careful when if you do decide to buy this, be careful of those, because I can see those popping off. The legs, so apparently according to the directions, she should be able to lift her leg. All right, so according to the instructions, I shouldn't say directions, instructions, she should be able to do this pose here. I don't know if she can do that pose. I'm pretty sure she can. We'll give it a shot. I don't, obviously with the die cast skeleton, I don't think I'm in danger of breaking anything. So let's give it a shot. So for the legs, for the hips, she can kick up, she can kick forward. Let's see how far she can go. Yeah, she can pretty much do that. She can pretty much do that kick. And as you can see, because of the silicone, it's giving proper bends. Like you see where she's kind of creasing right here, like a normal leg would do if you had actual skin. If figures had actual skin, that's how it would bend. Typical figures obviously are going to have joints right there that you can see, and so this one does a pretty good job. Now the silicone is fighting against it a little bit, so I can't quite get it straight up and down like it was in that picture. And I don't really want to force it that much more anymore, but I mean, not this is gonna seem weird, but she even has like a creasing right here that would normally be right here if you were kicking up like that. So I wasn't being a pervert, I was just pointing out that there's creasing there like a natural person would if they were doing a kick like that. Anyway, so she can kick forward really nicely. She can do the splits, obviously. Again, the nice creasing because of the silicone. Even the buttocks is stretching out like it would if you were trying to do the splits. So that's pretty damn good. That is way better articulation in the hips than what 95% of Marvel Legends, 95% of, I would even say Mafex, and hopefully that wasn't all blurry the entire time because it looks like it lost focus. So if it was, my bad. Mafex, more than Mafex, more than most Figmas. She's definitely better articulated than most Figmas in the hip, so that's really good. She has a thigh swivel there at the boot. Her knees go way past 90. A little squeaky, but not loose, so I'd rather have squeakiness than looseness. Her ankles go up that much, down that much, and then you can twist it for an ankle rocker. So yeah, I mean, she is put together pretty nicely. I really have to say, like, I think these indie companies, if you want to call them indie companies, I don't know if they're owned by like an overarching bigger company, but I'll just call them indie companies. They are really killing it a lot of times with these figures, and I think because they don't have a lot of overhead, they can put a lot more love into their figures, and it really shows in this one. But no, she's perfectly balanced. She is a little hard to stand just due to the nature of her boots that she has. She basically kind of has like high heels, but you can stand her. But yeah, I think she's a really good figure. She is still available at Hobby Link Japan. That's where I picked mine up at. So I definitely recommend that you pick her up if you want. She is a little pricey, but I can definitely see her dropping in price because she is kind of a niche figure. It's not like, you know, a Marvel figure, or it's not from any particular type of anime or cartoon. So it's just kind of a cool figure that's not, you know, made of any character in particular. Oh, I did kind of want to, forgot to mention in articulation, going over her eyes real quick. So here's the little piece that is for is to move her eyes. So it's kind of like what is it? Not a flathead, but it's like a Phillips head screwdriver. So you have the little crosses that you just stick the little piece in, and it works really nicely. So you just stick them in there, and it slides in and it stays if you do it right. And so I got gigantic dumb fingers, and so it's hard for me to move around little stuff like this. Let me see if we can get a focus here. Okay, so you can see, I don't know why my camera keeps, yeah. So you can see that, if you can get this to work, there we go. You can see that her eye is moving around pretty nicely. Unfortunately, I cannot get my camera to focus properly. There we go. But see, her eye is a little off to the side there. But yeah, there we go. And it works pretty good. If I wasn't behind the camera trying to do it, it's a lot easier. But I just wanted to show that off, so you can see that it does work, and it is really good. So if you want to get into like super dynamic poses, you can. But anyway, I did want to mention that I told y'all I didn't remember if I got on the first run you get some kind of extra thing. I think it was this illustration that I got of her. It's like an illustration of the character. I think this is what I got extra for like getting the first release. But I just wanted to bring that up. All right, so let's get into some comparisons. So I don't have a lot of figures that are in her scale, so I'm not gonna show a lot. I'll do my best to try to have a couple of figures that are in her scale, but unfortunately she's larger than 1/12. Yeah, she's larger than that. She's probably, I don't know what her scale is, but I don't really have a lot of figures in that scale, so let's go ahead and get the comparison started. So we can do a Marvel Legends next to her. So here's the Marvel Legends Rogue, and as you can see, she's way bigger than Rogue, so probably wouldn't be posing with her. Here she is with the Mayfix Jean Grey, which is same scale as Marvel Legends basically, and so that doesn't really work. Here she is with a NECA figure, Metalhead. Still not quite there in scaling. I think the only thing that I have that's even close to being in scale with her are the variable action hero lines. And so here she is next to Luffy Taro. Oops. So there's Luffy Taro, and then Ace from the same line. So Ace is a little bit bigger. So I think this is more in the line of the scale that I would probably put her in if these are probably like the scale, or these are the characters that I would probably have her around, since they're relatively the same scale. So yeah, but that's it for comparison. That's pretty much it for the review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.